We are on.
Good day, everybody. This is Brian Terrian from the Disability Digest with Jimna Corpin, aka Jam.
Good morning, guys.
Thanks for being with us today. So for today, we're going to teach you everything that we believe you need to know for core information to help you get, keep, and maximize your disability benefits here in 2023. We're going to talk about how to get approved. We're going to hit the highlights because we don't have take a lot of time to go through everything. But we're going to hit the highlights of what you need to do to get approved, what you need to do to keep your disability benefits, supplementing your income, how much money you can make and keep your benefits, how much money you can make and get your benefits. Talk about that. And then a few tips to maximize your benefits, how to stay informed, what we have on tap here for 2023. Did I miss anything, Jim?
No.
Oh, no. Great. So if you're new here, welcome. Glad to have you. We do these events typically every Wednesday when we can, and they're geared towards helping you really do three things that we focus on. Get your benefits approved fast, hopefully. Keep your benefits and maximize your benefits. So if you like the work that we do, hopefully you do, encourage you to subscribe, ring the bell. At the end of the event today, I'll give you some resources like everything that I'm going to cover and the links to the information where you can find that. And we're going to answer some questions, right? So folks, Jam has put a few questions in the chat. If you would take a moment to contribute to that, that would help us better understand your situation so we can help you. Right? Okay. First thing we're going to talk about today is a few tips on the disability approval process. But first, before I do, I want to share some newly released information that just came out. Hopefully you can see my screen. This is a graph that Social Security put out, and I'm going to break it down for you. The most important lines on here are this red line right here. This is the number of disability applications. So over on the far right, you'll see there's an increase in 2022. So the application volume went up in 2022. The line below that represents the number of disability cases getting awarded. This says awards right there. So volume's going up and the awards are going down. Don't want to discourage people. I just want to help you understand the facts and figures, and then we're here to help you get approved. At the Disability Digest, going through the approval process as well as other strategies that we have, we teach you everything that you need to know to do it all on your own. We give away all of our information. And so you can listen to the videos on our YouTube channel, follow the membership information. So you can learn how to do all of this on your own. If you don't want to do it on your own, then there's a done for you option. So just so you know, that's what the statistics are. So Jam has agreed to go through and help you understand the basics of what the disability approval process is. Now, listen, if you're already approved, this information is still going to apply to you. And the reason is that 20% of disability recipients annually get reviewed. And they're reviewing you to make sure that you're still compliant, you're still in line with what the regulations are to keep your benefits. So don't tune out and go play Candy Crush while this segment's going on. Encourage you to tune in, stay focused so that you know what needs to get done. Okay, so I'm going to put up on my screen a flow chart that Jam's going to work with. So thanks for doing this, Jam.
Sure. So, hi everyone. And if you want to receive Social Security disability benefits, the first thing you should do is visit a doctor because SSDI determination is based not just on your work history, but on disability. So, in the worst case situation, if you are in so much pain and that you are unsure of what is wrong with you, you go to the emergency room and that is closest to you, and let's use the fibromyalgia body condition as an example. So
Mhm.
you then describe your limitations. So you tell the doctor you have pain and stiffness all over your body, decreased energy, depression, anxiety, and it hurts all over in different areas of your body, and sleeping problems, also memory and concentration. So and that includes headaches and migraines. So it's like having the flu 24/7. So the doctor will try to rule out the physical problems that could cause your symptoms using the patient's history, physical examination, and lab works. So the main factor needed for fibromyalgia diagnosis is widespread pain throughout your body for at least 3 months.
Mhm.
And the best way to obtain this is to have a rheumatologist or pain management complete a tender point test consistent with this Social Security regulation. And your next step is getting treatment, and medication and self-management techniques are effective ways to treat them and manage fibromyalgia. And the focus is on reducing symptoms and enhancing overall health. And while there isn't a single cure for all symptoms, using a number of approaches can help in the long run. So for some rheumatologists, medical specialists who specialize in treating fibromyalgia and other forms of arthritis should be entrusted with the treatment of fibromyalgia, and doctors typically use a mix of therapies and to treat fibromyalgia, which may include medicines such as over-the-counter analgesics, prescription medications, and numerous treatments, and can lessen an impact that fibromyalgia has on your body and your life. So exercises for muscle growth and aerobic fitness, classes and patient education, typically in settings such as primary care or the community.
Mhm.
And stress reduction methods, including yoga, meditation, and massage, healthy sleeping practices that enhances sleep quality. Also, CBT is a cognitive behavioral therapy used to treat depression. So it is a form of conversion therapy intended to alter how individuals behave or think, because depression is highly associated with fibromyalgia as well, along with concentration issues. So you get fibro fog, that's what they call, and cognitive disturbances, difficulty focusing and thinking. Now, suppose you don't have a condition that hasn't been properly identified and you're unaware of what it is. So if you don't know what it is, you can move on to step two, which is getting to step three, which is getting treatment. So you have them treated in accordance with Social Security regulations. Social Security requires documented limitations in order to prove that you are disabled. So when you communicate, it's not only about your conditions, it's also about your limitations. You can only, for example, you can only stand or walk for about up to 30 minutes at a time due to the chronic pain, stiffness that you're experiencing, and numbing that you're all throughout your body. And also, another example, you can lift a gallon of milk that's too heavy for you. You can no longer push and pull. You have limited range in motion, and you keep dropping items. You have problems with your grip, and your stamina has deteriorated.
Mhm.
Okay, so everything needs to be supported by your medical records, and it will be hard to get approved if your medical records are a sham. So to review the flow chart, you start with limitations, and then you get diagnosed, treatment for conditions, and backed up with your medical records. And that is how you will get and keep your disability benefits.
Excellent. Thank you, Jim. All you out there, if you like that piece, which was fantastic, give Jim a virtual clap.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you can take fibromyalgia out, as Jim said, and put in pretty much any condition. One thing that I'll bring up, and this was a conversation I had earlier today, where I was asked, well, okay, I have muscular dystrophy, and the doctor, there's no other treatments or amputations. So if you're in a situation like that and you have a unique condition, then the treatment part of this wouldn't apply. You need to do what the doctor has suggested to be in compliance, right? So again, welcome if you're just joining us. We're going through the disability approval process and then other segments of the disability process as to what you can do to get, keep, and maximize your benefits in 2023. And then we're going to take some questions at the end. So thanks for sharing this. I'm going to go back and refer to our agenda here. Okay. So next, we want to talk about, some of you might be in the approval process, and like, what do you want to do to speed it up? You just learned about what you need to do to get approved. So at the Disability Digest, we provide a no-charge membership. When you join us as a member, you get access to a disability approval course that you can go through and advance your case, speed up the approval process, find out what needs to be done and what you shouldn't do to get approved, or if you can use this in conjunction with a disability representative that you may already be working with, or maybe you don't want to do it on your own, or maybe you want a representative to assist you. That's an option that we can help you explore here as well. But the approval course is fantastic, and it's helped literally thousands get approved. You're looking at our contributor page right here. Carl Osterhow, attorney Carl Osterhow is a contributor. Barb Mountain, who used to work for Social Security. Jonathan Ginsburg is down here somewhere, or should be. I don't know where he went, but there he is. So these are some of the key people, but we've been doing this since 2006, and we have literally thousands of people used it and have reported their results back to us. So there's a lot of value from contributors that have input in the course as well. Okay. So if you're joining us, James, David, Todd, everybody, welcome. We're going to take your questions at the end. Now, I'll put this handout as a link in the end, so you can go in and check everything out. So now I want to talk about how much money you can make. And Jim, do you have a feel for how many people in here are not approved versus approved?
I was on a mute, sorry. So
Sorry.
we have 47 votes in our poll, and 51% are approved.
Okay, so pretty much split.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go through both. So what you're looking at now is a video that I'm going to play the part of the video and walk you through the two different regulations for how much money you can make in 2023. And there's one that is for those that are going through the disability application, and that's this top one right here. And when I click on that, it brings you into a Social Security page. That is their regulation for how much you can make and apply for your disability benefits. So right here, it says the SGA monthly for blind is 2,460. Most are subject to the $1,470. So what the SGA means is that if you're earning below $1,470, you're not earning enough gainful income, if you will. You're not doing enough gainful activity, so you can apply for your disability benefits. Now, Word of caution. That's what the regulation says. You can make that much and apply. That doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to get approved. Earning income while you're going through the approval process is, you know, it helps you survive, yeah, but it's oftentimes detrimental to your approval process because it just opens up the argument for Social Security to say, hey, you know, if you had a different job or better accommodations, or, you know, if you went to this pain management specialist, then you could work full time. So just be careful about the working and going through the disability approval process to get your benefits. So next is, for those of you that are approved, and this is a very hot topic, how much you can make and keep your disability benefits. A lot of confusion on this topic. Totally legal to earn money and keep your benefits. And what I'm going to share with you is the amount of money that you can earn every month and have zero impact on your disability benefits. So if we look down here, in 2023, it's $1,050. It increased from $970. So the reason why I go through and explain that this is something that you can do every month and not have an impact on your benefits is the text at the top of the page. The short answer is any month that you go over the allowed amount of 1050, you trigger a trial work month, and those trial work months are limited. Once you use them up, you're indicating to Social Security that you're going back to work. So if you stay under that, then you're fine. Next week, we have two guests coming to talk to us about the trial work program, ticket to work program, for those of you that are interested in going above that amount, what it would look like. And then you're going to hear from somebody who actually has done it. So that's going to be an awesome event next week at this time. So we've talked about how much you can make and apply, how much you can make and keep your benefits. And I want to give you a few heads up on, for those of you that are approved or soon to be approved, of some pitfalls that are causing people to lose their benefits. Are you ready? Okay. This year, or 2022, we saw a lot of overpayment charges against people. And overpayment is when people earn too much money or they're accused of earning too much money. And Social Security is asking for their money back. They'll promptly stop your benefits. You can appeal it, but it's difficult because it's hard to get people to fight on these overpayment cases, and your benefits are paused for a while. So if you follow the guidelines that I just went through, you won't be subject to any overpayments if you're working. Okay. Or you shouldn't be. There's no guarantees in this world. The next one is continuing disability reviews are another way in which people are getting their benefits terminated. Now, what Jam shared with you is what's necessary for everybody to, in my opinion, to be aware of and to practice. That plus the other tips that we have here at the Disability Digest. Because if you have your benefits reviewed and you're not in treatment, and you don't have good medical records, Social Security is going to look at that as saying, well, you're not compliant. Most people, they just think that once they're on their benefits, that's the way it is, but it's just not happening that way. If you want to learn about the unfortunate set of circumstances and you're on our YouTube channel, just monitor the comments that come through from people that are in agony because this has happened to them. Okay. As I see our attendance climb up, welcome everybody. In a few minutes, we're going to start taking some questions. I just want to go through a few tips for you first to maximize your benefits in 2023. And as a reminder, I will place this in the chat feature, what I'm going through with you once we're done here. Okay. a few tips to help you maximize your benefits. The biggest area for improvement for individuals that are on their Social Security disability benefits is with two things. One, making sure that you're not paying for things that you don't have to. One of those is the Medicare Part B premium. Many people qualify for the Extra Help program, which will eliminate that, which would save you $1,978.80 a year. Other smaller things like internet, cell phone, if you're paying full price for those and you're on your disability benefits, it's likely that you don't have to. And there's other things like Amazon Prime. If you're a disability recipient, you're paying full price. So just stay tuned into the information that we have here so you're not paying for things or paying full price for things that you don't have to. JAM works hard here with members to review their disability benefits. That's one of the things that that she does, to take a look at what benefits you are on now and what benefits you're entitled to. And I don't want to put JAM on the spot, but like we just had a situation recently where an individual has been on benefits, since 2011, wasn't aware that there is access to extra dental.
Gym membership. She was
Gym
looking for
membership.
that. More dental.
Dental, food card where you get a monthly allowance for food. You can use it for food or utilities or other things. So just being aware, making sure that you review your benefits on an annual basis. For members here at the Disability Digest, we can't do everybody, but we review your benefits. There's no charge, part of your membership, and we'll go through and help you understand where you're at now, what you're entitled to. We also teach you how to do that all on your own. It's been done on this YouTube channel in September. If you want to go back to the live events, you can watch that. Most of you that are on Medicare Advantage plans still have the opportunity to change for next year until the end of March. So keep that in mind. There's extra benefits for veterans. There's special needs plans for people that have conditions like diabetes, COPD. So just, again, make sure that you are aware of what you're entitled to and don't be paying for things that you don't need to. All right. A few last tips to maximize your benefits is when you join, or if you've already joined us as a member, make sure that you keep your email updated with us so we can get you invites to live events like this or other information that would be helpful for you. If you're not receiving our email, then and you're a member, contact us at support@the-disability digest. And if you're not a member, we encourage you to join us as a member. And the reason why, again, is all of these events, we give everything away, and there's over 400 videos on our YouTube channel. But for a customized approach to help you either get your benefits, keep them, or maximize them, once you fill out your profile, we can get you exactly what you're looking for. And maybe you want to know what you're entitled to after you're approved. And so that's one topic. Or maybe you're looking for housing. That's another. Maybe you're looking for a side hustle to supplement your disability income. So those are all things that that we can provide you. So I've hit the highlights of what we have to offer you here, and we'll continue to put out information to help you with these topics throughout the year. But at this point in time, one, I'm going to have a drink of water because I've been talking way too much. Two, let's take some questions, Jim. See what we can do to help people out.
Yeah, sure. Just 1 second here. Okay, so question keeping the benefits and fear. This is just more of our, what was your number one concern about your disability benefits?
Keeping your benefits, yeah.
Yeah, keeping and getting through the phone hearing.
Ah,
Mm,
okay, so there's a phone hearing
mhm.
coming up. We can
Yeah.
definitely help you with that. If you're a member, just contact our support desk and ask for, there's like 10 tips for phone hearing. Like you want to be in a quiet room, you want to be on your own, you don't want to have, the dogs barking or, if you're where they're cutting grass this time of year, things like that.
And also there's paying bills,
Paying
keeping the
bills.
benefits, running
Yeah.
out of funds.
Hmm.
And here's a question from Linda. Do I have to pay taxes on my SSDI money?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep. In your award letter, there is the tax criteria, which I don't have committed to memory. But you are subject to taxes. It's over a certain amount. Mhm.
And here's more of like a statement from Matthew and no follow-up. I wrote a hardship letter totally from the heart and realistic, and I don't know what else to do.
Is the hardship for getting approved? Do we have a vibe for that?
I believe so.
Um, contacting your local congressman, and we have the directions to do so here at the Disability Digest, with, and communicating the right statement with the right reasons for the congressman to contact Social Security to help you get approved is super effective. So you can just reach out to us for that, or search the YouTube channel keyword representative, and you should find some variation of that with a picture of Bernie Sanders on it.
Right. And when and how much of increase were we supposed to get in 2023?
8.7% should be in your check this month. Has anybody received their increase? Give us a shout out if you have. A
Okay.
lot of checks go out or payments are like the third Wednesday of the month, so maybe not.
Okay. Here's one from Pamela. I keep getting letters for a ticket to work. Should I call them?
Yeah, it's no harm in calling them. Next week, we're gonna have Kathy West Evans and Mike Corso are gonna be here to talk all about the ticket to work, so you can find out if it works. Keep in mind, if you want to just work part-time, which I strongly suggest that you start doing to demonstrate that, your condition will allow you to do it. You don't need a ticket to work. You just need, you can follow the information that we put out, find something to do and have at it.
Mhm. This one's from Michelle. I've been waiting since March of last year. Looks like I'll be waiting even longer.
Yeah, some states are really having challenges, like Texas and Florida. The wait for just an initial decision is over like 220 something days. Yeah.
Her Majesty, I was approved for SSDI 2 years ago, and my award letter says I'll be reviewed in 5 to 7 years. Wouldn't a part-time job affect my CDR? Wouldn't Social Security question my disability if I'm working?
I mean, they can always question it. That's their right. But this has been my experience here at the Disability Digest. We've had, like, at one point in time, 70% of our team here was disability recipients. Now it's less than that. But in all the time that we've had people here, the review process, if you stay below the allowed amount, like I communicated earlier, even if they do a review on you, you're within the guidelines. That's what to focus on. I can't predict whether you're going to be reviewed or not, or whether they're going to raise a flag on it. It's just be prepared.
Right. This one's from Bun Master. Master. What about diabetes complications? I have 8 doctors. I guess he's talking about the flow chart,
Yeah,
the approval
so
process chart. Mm-hmm.
That's a good one, actually. For diabetes, diabetes impacts other areas of individuals commonly. It can impact your mental health with mood swings, disorders. So, yeah, same thing with the flow chart. Take out fibromyalgia, put in diabetes. You have the diagnosis. You want to be in treatment. And you want to, monitor your blood sugar, all of that with the treatment, after the treatment.
Right, and this one's from Doretta. I'm wondering if I should or need to do my taxes. 62 and receiving SSDI.
Yeah, I'm not a tax guy, but everybody should do their taxes. That's my take, right?
Right. This is more like a statement from Mercatus. I received in February of 2011 my car accident was August of 2010. Medical records are big.
All right. Well, if you're going through the approval process, the medical records that Social Security is most interested in is the last 12, maybe 24 months. They want to see that you've had recent treatment for the conditions that you have, and you still have limitations and you're not able to work.
Right. Pamela, one of my diagnosis is fibromyalgia. How do you get yoga, massage, acupuncture paid? So expensive. When I was working, I did all these and they helped so much. Now that I'm on disability, I can't afford.
Oh, listen, most areas have options for you to get a free membership to, well, through United Healthcare, it's called Renew Active. Through other plans, it's called Silver Sneakers. But many of our members, the ones that we work with directly and help them with their plans, we teach them how to go and use those features in their Medicare Advantage plans. And it allows you to go to multiple locations in your area for no charge. It's included in your plan. So for example, for fibromyalgia, you could go to water therapy in the morning, come back, take a nap, go to yoga in the afternoon at a different facility, all for free. So if you don't have that, you can, go back to September and one of these events, figure out how to do it on your own, or request a benefit review and we can help you do it.
All right. This one's from Alice. Does SSDI just stop at 65 and change over to regular SS benefits?
So your check amount remains the same. And it's not necessarily 65, it's your full retirement age. And it's different for everybody. And then your status changes from disabled to full retirement. Also, you are no longer subject to reviews, and you're no longer subject to the earnings limitations.
All right. And this one's from Kathleen. Hello, you just described my state of being. I have had fibromyalgia for going on 3 years now, thanks to Jam.
Way to go, Jam.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank everybody. Also, thank you. I want to say hi to our viewers that I know, David, Todd, James, and I believe Bun. Okay. So this one's from Alice. I saw working people with disability states it is for up to 65 years old.
I missed that last part. What is up to 65 years old?
A follow-up from her previous question, does SSDI just stop at 65 and change to regular SS benefits?
No, it's full retirement age. Yeah.
All right. So this one's from Robert. With my regular social security retirement amount lessen due to the fact that I collected SSDI and then return to work.
Okay, collected SSDI and
Mhm.
return to work. A lot of variables there. I don't know how long you were on SSDI. That could be a factor. How much money you're making when you go back to work, that's also a factor. But it's possible that it could decrease for sure.
All right. This one, it just makes sense that if you are disabled and have been approved, that you should be continuing your treatment. Consider that after 2 years of being an SSDI, that Medicare coverage kicks in.
Thank you for that
Yeah,
statement. Others have different opinions. It's like,
right.
no more doctors, I'm approved.
Right. This one's from Louise. How often do you get the reviews from SSDI to make sure you're still seeing your doctors and complying to keep your benefits?
It's defined in your award letter. Typically, it'll say 1 year, 18 months, 3 years, 3 to 5 years, 5 to 7, one of those categories. If you don't have your award letter, then Social Security has a new feature on their website where you can request your award letter. It's reviewed that within the last month.
All right, this one's
And they're
from
doing great.
Kathleen. Thank you. This one's from Kathleen. What type of jobs can I do because I'm not able to physically go out to work? I can work part-time from home. Any suggestions?
Yeah,
Yes, we
well,
do.
not so much suggestions as in these events, we have reviewed different things that members are doing successfully. So, and at the end of this event, we will put the link in to the topics that we covered. And one of them is supplementing your income. And when you go to that page, you'll be brought in to listen to like May, who mystery shops, James, who works for Centers for Independent Living. You'll learn from Philip and Daphne, who work here, and others, what has worked for them. So it might not be that what other people are doing that we profiled is exactly for you, but I'm in hopes that their message and the criteria and will help you find your path. And listen, if there's something out there that people are doing that works and you're willing to share it, we'd love to hear from you.
All right. This one's from Kenneth. How do I get back on Plan B?
Part B, Medicare Part B,
I think so.
you've got to call Social Security. Has to be reinstated. You're going to pay a
Right.
penalty, but I would encourage you to really do it. You're super vulnerable if you don't have it.
All right. This one's from Kathleen. How do I get a discount off Amazon?
You mean Amazon Prime? I expect so. They have a discount for those that are disability recipients. It's been a while since I looked into it, but I'd start with a Google search. Amazon Prime discount for disability recipients. If
Right.
I remember, it was like the time I looked at it, it was 120 regular retail and like 90 if you're a disability recipient.
All right. Any help with credit debt?
No, I don't have any help for credit debt. The only thing, I don't have any courses. One suggestion I would offer is to contact your local Center for Independent Living and ask them if they have any credit counseling. These are organizations that service those that are disability recipients, seniors. And Jim, while you ask me the next question, I can get that link for Centers for Independent Living and put it in the chat to see how I do it multitasking.
Okay. What if your
Typically
doctor
not.
tells Okay. What if your doctor tells you that you are not disabled?
Don't believe him. Here's why. When you go for your 12-minute visit to the doctors, do they really understand what it's like to be you 24/7? That's one. Two, doctors have opinions about disability, and it could be that, they just don't support it. I mean, we've run into that. So at the end of the day, what I tell people is this: look yourself in the mirror and say, listen, can I work? And if you can't work, then there's your answer.
All right. And a bunch of our viewers I believe, are receiving their coal increase this year. That includes Kim, Mercatus, Sherlock Shopper May, hi May, and Pamela,
Hey,
and Linda George. Yeah.
okay.
Okay, this one's from Kathleen Brown. Can you talk about the taxes and how much you are subject to if you get a certain amount on SSDI?
I only can talk about it in that when you look at your award letter, it has the tax criteria. I'm not a tax expert. So I would look at that. And my multitasking is complete. I am putting the Centers for Independent link in the chat. And for those of you that are out there that are not familiar with your Center for Independent Living, check the link out, go in and find your local one, check them out. You can call them housing, transportation, networking group, free legal aid, low cost, no cost treatment options. They typically have a whole assortment of services that may benefit you.
Mhm.
All right, we have any others, Jim?
Yes, and give me just 1 second. Yeah, here's a problem from Alice. I can't click on any links from presentation on my phone. I'm only able to turn on and off. Hope links are available elsewhere.
Wonder what links they are. If you can send the links to support at the Disability Digest, we'll check them out. We're always want to make sure that
Mhm,
our stuff works.
mhm. All right. The approval process is going so slow, only at 57% of review process since September.
Yeah,
That's Liz. Mhm.
yeah. Just I want to speak to that for a moment. I mean, there is information that and things you can do, like the disability, like contacting your local congressman to get them to take a look at your case and get a decision on it. But if your case file is not fully developed, meaning that you have 5 doctors and they all have not submitted their medical records, then asking Social Security to make a decision on a file that's not complete is not good practice. Now, if you're using a disability representative, one of the great resources that's provided to disability representatives is they can look into your case file and see if everything is in there. And then when it is, then it's time for you to apply pressure to call them and say, hey, anything I can do today to get a decision today? All the information's in the file, but be careful not to do it too early.
Right. Um, James, 82%, and wonder why I get a letter. It says I'm severely disabled but not approved yet because they have to I reapprove. I can't work.
I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't, I'm not familiar with that communication. Sorry. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I've heard other thing, a distant relative to that is somebody receives a letter that says, hey, you passed the medical,
Mhm.
but now we've got to check on your work, which sounds kind of like that. And if that's the theme of your letter, that means that you've passed the medical criteria and they're looking into if you have worked enough, which you can tell that like before you started to apply, if you qualified for a disability check.
Right.
That's
On
typically,
non-medical.
you're right. That's typically a good indication that you've been approved. I don't know why they send that out, but
Mm-hmm. Right. This one's from Louise. Yes, I received my increase. It increased. It was in my check for January.
all
Okay.
right.
All right. Unreal. Ticket to work. Do this red tape for permission to work part-time.
No. No, as mentioned in the part of this program today, that you can work part-time without any ticket to work. You can just start doing it. Now, your award letter says it's your responsibility to report any earnings to Social Security, which definitely should do that. Now, if you're doing something self-employed and you don't know how much money you're going to make, just say, I'm going to be doing something and I don't know how much money I'm going to make. I hope to make $200-300 a month, but I don't know.
All right. This one's from Kelly, more of like a statement. I can't work. I go numb from waist down after standing and sitting, yet I can sell my own stuff on platforms without losing my benefits. Great chair.
Right? So doing something online, good for you.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And if you make over, this one's from Kim, if you make over 8,000 a year, over your SSDI.
I'm not sure what that's all about. If you earn over your allowed amount, no, that's just earning 8,000 a year. 8,000 a year is less than, certainly less than the allowed amount because it's 1,050 a month.
Right.
Yeah.
This
Two
one's from Robert.
more questions, Jim, then we got to wrap it up.
Okay. This one's from Robert. Is a benefit of utilizing the ticket to work program stops the CDR process versus not utilizing the ticket to work program?
I didn't get that. One more time, please.
Okay. Asking if utilizing ticket to work program stops the CDR or not.
I have heard that if you are in the Ticket to Work program, that you're not subject to a CDR. I have heard that. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All
Again,
right.
next
Yeah.
week, Kathy West Evans is going to be here. She is the guru. She runs all of the, well, she oversees a massive amount of the activity that helps people go back to work. She's like the national person. I've known her for a while. I'm blessed to have the opportunity to know her. And it's super that she's going to be spending time with us. So make sure that you come back next week and check that out. Or if you can't, listen to the replay. Okay, so while we're winding down here, was there any last questions or was that it, Jim?
This one's more about tax, but from Kathleen, it's tax time. Do you know if anyone who can help you find anyone who does SS recipients taxes for free?
I don't. Contact your Center for Independent Living.
Yeah.
Okay, as we close up here, folks, I'm putting a link in the chat, and this link will be what we went through today. The highlights on how to get approved, how to keep your benefits, how much money you can make, things to do to supplement your income, tips to maximize your benefits, etc. So as again, reminder, next week we'll have Kathy and Mike here. Thank you all for participating and taking time out of your day. Certainly appreciate it. And again, a shout out to Jam. She's an amazing resource that makes us so much easier for me. That would be awesome. So wishing everybody a great day. Thanks again for tuning in. It's been Brian and Jam from the Disability Digest. Until next time.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.